It is currently 10:05, February 1st, 2023. I plan actually of posting this video February 1st of 2025. So hello 2025. I s- don't have no idea what's gonna happen then. That's actually a thought that came in my mind. Currently right now we're almost at year 2 for the podcast. Um, at the moment right now, I think let me see. I'm gonna check Instagram actually because I want to see how many people we have. All right. So on Instagram currently we have 83 followers. On TikTok we have 161 followers. And on YouTube we are, and last time we were at 50. We're at 50 subscribers. And then I know we're about like 2,200 downloads, averaging about like 7 or 9 plays per episode. Um, it's kind of crazy that like I've been able to get to this point right now. Um, Even though like with all the problems and the issues that like I'm currently dealing with. Because like right now right now in 2023 when this is being recorded, I am doing this part-time. And the goal is by the time this video goes out that I would be podcasting full time. Isn't that cool? Um so right now, like my schedule consists of going to school nightly and then working a 9 to 5 job, and I'm driving back and forth. Um Damn. Anyway, so I'm driving back and forth every single day, and I get off on the weekends. Sorry, it's a little late here. One thing that I do to be able to make the podcast, and actually I don't think I've ever talked about this before. But I guess now you know. Uh, I actually come home. Some nights I go to school and sometimes I skip. But when I do go to school, I come home and I do some working, like I'll do some editing, I'll do some messaging, I'll talk with some friends. Sometimes I'll watch the movie or something afterwards, yeah, because like I have to live my life, but I don't really like generally go out. So, like, that's the thing about Dave of Lost in the Groove. Dave doesn't really go out. Yes, I did use myself in third person. It's the marijuana. I can't help it. I'm probably still stoned in 2025. I'm probably more high in 2025 than I am right now. But in any case, yeah. Um, so what was I saying? Podcasting. Okay. So that's the thing about me is like I don't really go out. I do have friends. Surprise. Like Karissa, which hopefully by 2025 we're still doing American Groove. I love you, girl. And when it comes to like actually interacting with people, I don't. I mean, I interact with people at work, but I don't actually like interact with people, like friends wise on a day to day basis or sometimes even weekly basis. So it's kind of strange for me, but it's also normal because it's a part of my routine. Um, I am not a social butterfly. I never have been. And it's kind of odd how I have been able to become very comfortable around, a microphone and recording. You used to be terrified of doing this. I mean, right now that I'm recording this video, I can see myself. on this, because I'm recording this on Zoom, but and also like doing live podcasts, which I started several months ago. Oh my fucking god! It's just Jesus, very stressful, very stressful, and that was a learning curve, and I got over it. And like the thing about podcasting is it's all about like getting right in there, like being able to think while you talk. And me doing hand gestures, because that's what I do. Uh and just being able to be comfortable with it. The thing about having a great conversation and the great way of doing a podcast is all about communication, connection, the way that you're interacting with the other person that's across from you. Um, these are all of the things that I've learned within the time now that I've been doing podcasting. And being a person that lives, a general normal life, um, it's unscripted. This is shit that happens. Yes. So moving towards this, my goal has always been the 5-year plan. Okay. I started the podcast in 2021. And the goal was by 2025 that this becomes a part of my daily life. Like, this is what I do for a living. So far, I've not gotten there. Which is okay. It's okay and it's not okay, but it's understandable. The thing about like success is that it's a slow process. But what has grown is the podcast itself. Um, the way that I do episodes, the segments that we have, the people that we interact with, a lot has changed, and has changed for the better, actually, because the podcast now, Lost in the Groove, has become Lost in the Groove. You know, that's the whole shtick. That's what I always say now is, that's the whole shtick. Lost in the Groove. Whenever like I have this new thing now, which I did recently did. Um, when I bring on guests, I will tell them, straight up at the very beginning, I'm like, look, the whole shtick of the podcast is this. You get lost in the groove. It's in the name. Like the name is the podcast. That is the golden secret about all of this. And Karissa, which actually came up with it, that was the idea. The idea was to create an environment where you can get lost literally in a groove with someone because you're having that connection. That's fire, snap, pop, 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 pop. Ooh, it's amazing conversation. And it's like a groove, the groove of the record. It's kind of the needle's just kind of bopping its way through. It's just amazing to see the growth and the progression and the work and the craftsmanship and just the absolute flow you can make. I feel that at this point, as an artist, as a creator, and as a person that has collaborated with others, and my goal is to be successful. My goal has always been a successful artist. That is my goal. Now, for me to get to that goal, I don't need people's approval. You know, Views are great. Audiences are awesome. And that's the key. The key is to get the audience that would appreciate the work, that wants to be a part of the experience. And that's the end result. The ultimate result for me has been to define and finalize and craft and redo and resew and remake. I've had hosts that have left. I've had segments that I no longer do. I have topics I no longer cover. And it's not that I'm not going to eventually, probably at the time that you're listening to this, whoever is listening to this, which kudos to you for keeping up for this. Jesus, I feel something like 12 minutes. Um, but it's about it's defining the craft. The nice thing about a, a good glass of wine, I love dry red wine. Oh, I would kill for a glass of dry red wine, darling. I have one in the fridge. I have a bottle of wine. Actually, I might actually go and take a glass. Ideas. Um, but I, the, the fact that I've been able to get here and make this project, um, it's just amazing. I don't. The thing is, I don't know what the future has in store. I have no idea what's gonna happen in 2025. It's fucking 2023 here. Um, all I know is that what happens then happened for a reason, and it's the steps that are gonna happen now that are gonna allow that to happen in the future. See, the thing about the future is all about building. It's remaking, reshaping, reforming, and taking steps back. I'll be honest, it ain't easy for me to work a corporate job, drive every single day. It's hard, you know. I mean, right now that um I can feel the weight, and being able to free yourself of that weight. I can't help it. Again, it's 10 o'clock here and I'm tired, but I'm still doing this. Um that weight, it's very draining. It makes you feel restless. One thing I've seen timeless time and time again, and especially when it comes to corporations and corporate America, that's Twix, which hopefully by 2025 she's calmed down. Probably not. She's probably still as crazy. Um See, for me is that like I stick out like a sore thumb in my head. I'm a person that I'm able to adapt myself into a lot of different environments, and people like me. The reason is that because I have this persona of, open, opportunistic, and friendly. Now, do I always mean what I say? No. Am I always friendly for good reasons? No. But I mean, none of us are perfect. We all make fucking mistakes, and we all have flaws, and I have mine and you have yours. And that is the kind of the beauty of being a human being. It allows you to be a creature of imperfections. So for me, with everything that has happened up until this point, and which has been a lot, might I add, you know, I talk about this, but I don't generally identify with it anymore because of it happening a few years ago. Um, Losing a parent is not easy. and especially losing a parent, where I had issues. I did, and I remember the last conversation that I had with my father, and it was a positive conversation. The reality is, life. We always say this: "For life ain't easy." It's deeper than that. Life is sometimes like surgery. Other times it's a walk in the park, and other times it feels like you're suffocating in your own bathtub. That went real deep and real dark real quick. But I will brighten things up in just a minute. That is the that is a mindset and the type of thinking that I am in on a day-to-day basis. See, for people that are listening to this, when you are a person that is raised a certain way in a certain type of community, when you're queer and you go out into the real world, and to top all of these things that you have learning disabilities. Let's not say that there are other people that are less fortunate. Of course, there are. There's always people that are going to be less fortunate than you are and that are going through a lot more than you are. But they're not you. They're not you. You are you. For me, the trauma and the pain and the struggles that I have been through for years, being now that I'm 24, I'm in my early 20s and I'm living it up, honey. Um, I sometimes feel like such a failure. I don't feel like I'm accomplishing anything. And I feel like I am constantly wasting my time. This podcast has given me purpose and reason to look forward to something. The amazing thing is to literally schedule a conversation with another individual, a conversation that can go through different avenues. You can learn new things. There are so many new things that I learned just interviewing people. It's fucking crazy. That's what podcasting is. It's ingenious and it's so practical because the way that we as humans grow and develop and learn to be more kind to each other. See, kindness is a luxury. It's not a given. It's a luxury. Shouldn't be that way, but that's how it's treated. You have to earn the kindness. See, having compassion is difficult. I hate to say this, but for me, it took the death of a parent and the realization that I like men. I have to accept that. You have to be able to accept yourself wholeheartedly and being able to welcome this idea of being true to yourself. I've spent a lot of time asking myself questions, over and over again of, did you make the right choice? Was this the right thing to do? You could have done it differently. Oh, does it ever lead anywhere? No, it really doesn't. It's pointless. It's pointless to constantly go back over and over and over and over. Why waste the time? But we do it anyway. I do it all the fucking time. Why? I have no fucking idea. I just do it. Is it pointless? 100%. I feel that the way to grow, the way to be able to expand is to not give a fuck, is to look at yourself for who you are. See the things that you want to work on, things that you want to do different, or things you want to keep, things you want to make better. Sometimes you can't fix things. Sometimes you can't change things. I'm in one of those situations right now. I can't really change my job. I can't really grab fucking, Tinkerbell and spray pixie dust all over the place and bam, all my problems are solved. It's not how the world works, unfortunately. My friends, the world does not work that way. So you're left with what exactly? You're left with this. For me, it's shit. Okay. Now, here's the good news. Most things in life are temporary. They're not permanent. I mean, I have tattoos. Those are definitely permanent. But most things in life are temporary. So when you're in these situations, when you find yourself with these problems, instead of worrying about, oh, God, Jesus, fuck me in the ass. I hear you. But remember this. It's temporary. Okay, I mean, fucking 5 years, but 5 years compared to 85 years of life. It's not that much time. So for me right now, I'm at a point where I'm miserable. I'm depressed. I'm anxious. I'm stressed. I've lost a shitload of weight because of all of it. I mean, I'm not complaining. It's kind of nice. None of my clothes fit. But I still look good. So hey. Trying to have more meaningful relationships with people. Building new connections and new experiences. And being able to come out of my comfort zone. And, the biggest thing for me, as always, has been that I am an adult. I've been an adult since I was a kid. And being able to take hold and being able to be more efficient with what I do. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So, I don't even know what to fucking call this. I guess we're gonna call this time capsule. So, to anybody, I cannot believe I'm doing this. To anybody that is listening in 2025, thank you so much for listening to the Lost in the Groove podcast. Be sure to check us out on. Is Instagram still a thing? I don't know. All right, so we're still on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and all the wonderful podcast platforms. Be sure to check us out. And as always, this has been fun. And this is not going to be the last one that you're going to see. So, just saying, other time capsules. All right. Bye, everybody.